Hi my dear friends, my name is Abhishek and you are watching Maths Magic channel on YouTube. Today we are going to discuss about topic number 2.2, that is geometrical representation or geometrical meaning of the zeros of the polynomial. We know that the ax plus b, that is the general form of the linear polynomial, or we can say that ax plus b is the simplest form of the linear polynomial. We know that linear polynomial are the polynomials which are having the exponent, maximum exponent as the 1, where a is not equal to 0. In standard 9 we have already studied that ax plus b, when represented on the graph, it will be a straight line. Here they have given us the simple example of 2x plus 3. When we take y is equal to 2x plus 3 as a linear polynomial and we want to represent y is equal to 2x plus 3 on the graph, we will get 2 points. When we solve the equation, that is 2x plus 3, putting different values of the variables, for x is equal to minus 2 we will get the value of y as minus 1, and for the x is equal to 2 we will get the value of y as 7. So when we represent the y is equal to 2x plus 3 on the graph, we will get first point, that is 2 comma 7. Here first point is 2, so from x-axis we will extend 2, and on y-axis coordinate is 7. So first coordinate is 2 comma 7 and the second coordinate is minus 2 comma minus 1. On x-axis minus 2 and on y-axis minus 1. So this is the second coordinate. When we join these two coordinates, we will get a point where the graph is cutting or intersecting the x-axis. This point is called as the zero of the polynomial. Here the coordinate of the x-axis is minus 3 comma 3 by 2. Thus the answer of the graph is minus 3 by 2, because the original process or the main aim of our goal to represent the linear polynomial on the graph is to see at how much points does the graph intersect the x-axis. Here the graph intersects the x-axis at only one point, that is minus 3 by 2 comma 0. Thus minus 3 by 2 is the x coordinate of the intersection point. Thus minus 3 by 2 is the 0 of the polynomial. On the other words, they are telling that in the linear polynomial 2x plus 3, we have already studied that when we take 2x plus 3 is equal to 0, then my plus 3 will go on the right hand side, it will become minus, and the coefficient will go in the denominator of the minus constant value, that is 3. It will become minus 3, and this is coefficient, it will go in the denominator, so it will become minus 3 by 2. But is it possible for quadratic polynomial and cubic polynomial also? For that we have to check the whole process. Then they are giving us the simple statement that the linear polynomial will be having the 0 as the minus b by a, where b is the constant and a is the coefficient of variable. This is the theory. You can go through the theory from your book. Then we are moving forward to the theory, that is geometrical meaning of the zero of a quadratic polynomial. In the quadratic polynomial, they have taken the example of x square minus 3x minus 4. So y is equal to x square minus 3x minus 4. For different values of x, we are getting different values of y. For minus 2, we are getting y as 6. For minus 1, we are getting 0. For 0, we are getting minus 4. For 1 as x, we are getting y as minus 6. For 2, we are getting minus 6. For 3 as x, we are getting y as minus 4. For x as 4, we are getting y as 0. For x as 5, we are getting y as 6. And for x as 6, we are getting y as 12. So we have represented some points here. So the first point is minus 2 comma 6, minus 2 comma 6, minus 2 on x-axis and 6 on y-axis. So the first coordinate is minus 2 comma 6. Second coordinate is minus 1 comma 0. Minus 1 comma 0 we have represented here, x-axis minus 1 and y-axis 0. Third coordinate is 0 comma minus 4. 0 comma minus 4. X-axis 0 and y-axis minus 4. Fourth is 1 comma minus 6. 1 comma minus 6. X-axis 1, y-axis minus 6. X-axis 1, y-axis minus 6. Then the next coordinate is 2 comma minus 6 and 3 comma minus 4. For 2 comma minus 6, x-axis 2 and y-axis minus 6. Then 3 comma minus 4. 3 comma minus 4, x-axis 3, y-axis minus 4. Then the next coordinate 4 comma 0 and 5 comma 6, x-axis 4 and y-axis 0, 5 comma 6, x-axis 5 and y-axis 6. So when we join the points, we are getting one parabola. This parabola is open parabola and it is pointing towards upward direction. Then they are giving us the theory that two kinds of parabola we will get in the quadratic polynomial, that is upward parabola and downward parabola, depending on the condition that if a is greater than 0, then we will get upward parabola. If a is less than 0, then we will get downward parabola, and the curve is called as the parabola. This thing I have already told you in the video. So from the all theory and all the geometrical representation, we come to know that quadratic polynomial graph cuts or intersect the x-axis at 2 points, maximum 2 points. Then they are discussing about the three cases which are possible on the quadratic polynomial. First case is about the parabola or the curve intersecting the x-axis at 2 points. The graph cuts axis at two distinct points a and a dash. So this is the first case. Here also graph cuts x-axis at 2 points. This is first point, this is second point, a and a dash. If it is downward, then also it is a and a dash. If it is upwards, then also it is a and a dash. Case 2 is it is intersecting at only one point. Here a and a dash coincides, thus only we are getting only one coordinate or the only one point where the intersection of graph take place with the x-axis, that is point A. Here a and a dash coincides, and become one point, that is 1 0. So we are getting only 1 0. Here we are getting two zeros. Here only we get 1 0. This is case number 2. In case number 1 we are getting two zeros. In case number 2 we are getting only 1 0 when the graph touches x-axis at only one point. And in the third case, graph is not touching x-axis at any point, whether if it is completely above the x-axis and it is completely below the x-axis, then it will not touch x-axis at any point, so there will be no zero possible. So the main purpose of geometrical representation is to obtain the zeros. How many zeros we will get? So three cases have been discussed. First one is having two zeros, or we will get two zeros on the intersection of x-axis at two different points. On the intersection of x-axis at only one point, we will get 1 0, and on the intersection of x-axis at no points, we will get no zeros. That is the main goal. Then the last topic, geometrical meaning of a zero of the cubical polynomial. We have already discussed about the linear polynomial, that is straight line. Then we have discussed about the quadratic polynomial, that is a parabola, whether it is upward parabola or downward parabola. Now we are discussing about the cubical polynomial. Cubical polynomial having property that whenever the variable is having the maximum exponent 3, it is called as the cubical polynomial. So on the basis of this, we have taken the example of x cube minus 4x. Taking y is equal to x cube minus 4x, putting the different values for x, variable x, we will get different values of y. So when we put all these values in the graph, we are getting 5 different points. For x is equal to minus 2 and y is equal to 0. For x is equal to minus 2 on x-axis, on x-axis we are taking minus 2 point. On x-axis we are taking minus 2 point. On y-axis we are taking 0. The first point is minus 2 comma 0. Then second point is minus 1 comma 3. So on x-axis minus 1 and 3 on y-axis. Then 0 comma 0 will be center point or the starting point or the origin of the graph. And then the next point is 1 comma minus 3. So 1 on x-axis, minus 3 on y-axis. Then 2 comma 0, 2 on x-axis and 0 on y-axis. So when we join all these points, we are getting a graph or a wave which will intersect the x-axis. This x-axis at one point 2 point and 3 point. So the coordinates are minus 2 comma 0, minus 2 comma 0, then 2 comma 0, 2 comma 0 and 0 comma 0. Or you can simply say that the x coordinates of the zeros are minus 2, 0 and 2. Minus 2, 0 and 2 are the zeros of the cubic polynomial. So on the basis of this theory, we are discussing further examples of the cubical polynomial for the understanding of the students and all the curiosity students. To fulfill the curiosity of the students, they are discussing two more examples, that are y is equal to s cube. For y is equal to s cube, they have taken the values directly, they have not given the calculation. When you put x is equal to 1 in the equation, we will get y is equal to 1. When we put x is equal to 2 in the equation, we will get y is equal to 8. When we put x is equal to minus 1, we will get y is equal to minus 1. And when we put x is equal to minus 2, we will get y is equal to minus 8. So plotting all these 4 points on the graph, we will get minus 2 comma minus 8. That is, x is equal to minus 2, y is equal to minus 8. When we plot this point, we will get this point here. Then minus 1 comma minus 1, minus 1 comma minus 1 here. Then 0 comma 0. Then 1 comma 1, 1 comma 1 we are putting here, and 2 comma 8. So when we join this graph, we are getting only one point of intersection with the x-axis of the graph. And the last example they have discussed is y is equal to s cube minus x square. When we put x is equal to 1 in the given equation, we will get y is equal to 0. When we put x is equal to 2, we will get y is equal to 4. When we put x is equal to minus 1, we will get y is equal to minus 2. So putting all these points in the graph, we are getting minus 1 comma minus 2 here, minus 1 comma minus 2 here, then 0 comma 0, then 1 comma 0, 1 comma 0 here, 1 comma 0 we are getting here, and 2 comma 4, 2 comma 4 here. When we join all the points, we come to know that the graph is intersecting x-axis at 2 points, 0 comma 0 and 1 comma 0. Thus 0 and 1 are the two zeros of the cubic polynomial. So on the basis of this theory, we come to know that there will be n times intersection with the x-axis when the exponent is n. They have given a very big statement, but the main thing we have to remember is the amount of exponent is there, whether it is quadratic polynomial or cubic polynomial. In cubic polynomial, 3 is exponent. In quadratic polynomial, 2 is exponent. If there is 4 exponent, then the 4 times intersection will be happening with the x-axis. If 5 is exponent, then 5 times intersection is happening with the x-axis. That is the main thing we are discussing in this statement. Then also we will go through the statement. In general, given a polynomial of p of x of a degree n, the graph of y is equal to px intersect the axis at most n points. Therefore, a polynomial p of x of degree n has at most n zeros. Now we will go through the example 1. In example 1, they have given us the question. Look at the graphs in figure given below. Each is the graph of y is equal to p of x, where p of x is a polynomial for each of the graphs. Find the number of zeros of p of x. So in the theory or topic number 2.2, we have come to know that how to find the number of zeros. Here the graph is intersecting at only one point, so the number of zeros is 1. The number of zeros is equal to the intersection on x-axis by graph is taking place at only one point. Here number of zeros are 2 because intersection of graph on x-axis is taking place as 2 plus 1 point and 2 points. So here number of zeros are 2. Here number of zeros are 3 because intersection of graph is taking place at 3 plus 1 point, 2 point and 3 points. So number of zeros are 3. Here intersection of graph is taking place at only 1 point. So here number of zeros is 1. Here the intersection of graph is taking place at only 1 point. So here also number of zeros is 1. Here in this graph, the intersection of graph is taking place at 4 places, 1 point, second point, third point and fourth point. This is first point, this is second point, this is third point and this is fourth point. This is first point, this is second point, this is third point and this is fourth point. So we come to know that in this graph we will get 1 zeros. In this graph we will get 2 zeros. In this graph we will get 3 zeros. In this graph we will get 1 zeros. In this graph we will get 1 zeros. In this graph we will get 4 zeros. So this is how we can find the number of zeros of the graph. So my dear friends, here this video is ending, and our topic number 2.2 is also ending. So revise this topic 4 to 5 times and have the excellent grip on the topic. Thank you and have a nice day.